not supposed to be open. You're supposed to be open. Yes. There we go. Right. Okay. We're on. Hooray. I wonder if anyone else is on. Ah. Doesn't matter. This will go onto the public record, so people will find out about it sooner or later. Probably sooner. I will hear no end to this. My fans are going to be loud and obnoxious about it. Ah ha ha ha. Ah, what was I supposed to be doing? Oh. Why did I close that window? This is the window I used to observe the room to see if there is a chat. I can't see the chat if I don't have the window open for the chat. Yeah, it's like I'm doing this for the first time or something. Yeah. Well, I better eat some chocolate before somebody finds out I have some.
Hold on, you've got chocolate. Send it over.
Fine. Give me your address. I'll send some.
Yeah. Hi, Evan.
Yes. Oi, mate.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Hello, hello. Hello, man. It's a long time no see. Yeah. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. All right. So we got sound and video then.
Yep.
Yeah, we got sound and video, and we are live. No, wait. No, we don't have sound. Oh, yes, we do.
All right. Give me a second. I just have to refresh my Twitch then.
Yeah, this is gonna be saved on my. This is gonna be saved on the channel for 2 weeks, and I'm probably going to have John download it and put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. So, John, please speak.
Yep. Of course. Welcome to everyone who's watching. You're on 2D4 RPG, or to die for, and this is our session 0 for starting up for character creation of the Dresden Files Accelerated Game by Evil Hat Productions. Very nice, cool book that they've come up with. So cool. I've got 1, 2, 3 of these if I've ever run this with friends. If no one knows what this game's about or what the setting's about, it's based on a series of books by a very cool author that I love, Jim Butcher, following the travails and adventures of a wizard PI called Harry Dresden in the city of Chicago. But this entire game doesn't necessarily have to be in Chicago. It can be set anywhere in the world. It's based on our world, but surprisingly, magic exists there. And there's vampires, there's fae, and nasty things there. And did we go off?
We should still be on. Yes. Why?
Yeah. Because my Twitch seems to be acting up. Hold on, it might be my Twitch acting up.
Probably. My Twitch is showing live. So, yeah.
Okay.
Well, good to have the technical issues at the early point. So.
Right, and of course our last player's coming in. Right, so of course you'll know, everyone who's been watching our stream will know me. I am GreatLordD. I play Landis Cortas in the Babylon Project. Here is Wooster, who's a GM. He's actually for once getting to play a game.
Hooray!
Down in the corner we have Evan or Ebsteph. And just join us in the moment will be Sim somewhere, of course.
Right below me.
So it is really questions of where do you, 2 of you have got an idea what you want to do for characters. Wooster still has a wee bit of thinking to do.
Oh yeah, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do, so I'll have you explain, and these 2 will have to listen.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I can listen too, just because I've read the synopsis once or twice doesn't
Yeah.
mean I really understand. I've never. I think Dresden was. You said a book. Hasn't that been a TV series as
Yes,
well?
it has. Yes,
Yeah.
it has.
It has.
My wife knew more about that than I did. I really have no concept of this coming in. But at least it's in the United States, maybe. So, I can provide.
I am here.
Hello, Zim.
Hey,
What
yes.
up? If even if not visually, I am here.
He's doing his Wizard of Oz routine then. Okay.
Oh, man, there's things happening behind me.
Okay. Right.
Family duties come first, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So we'll start with. I'll explain the basic concepts of how the game works. Okay, before we get into character creation. Okay. Everything you're going to
Whoa, 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 whoa! Zimmy's being loud. Ah,
This is my Zoom.
yeah, it is your Zoom. So now he's no longer blowing up my speakers. So can you now say something? Oh,
You know, Worcester, you know this is your fault because you're the one who always tells me to turn up my mic, and now you want to sit here and be all snippy with me. I don't
yes, yes. That's because you're extremely loud at the moment compared to everyone
Yes.
else.
So I just want to throw out that apparently it is not me, it's Wooster and his Yankee ass computer equipment.
Okay.
When it comes to this channel, I'm the new kid on the block, so y'all handled that.
Yeah.
I have no idea why Zimmy is louder than everyone else because all the things are coming from the same source. So
So this should be fine.
So that's what I'm saying is I literally have not messed my settings.
Volume because they've been playing with.
Nope, I have not messed my settings since yesterday.
Zim, you are on like double. You're on like stereo though.
Well, my settings have not changed since yesterday.
I don't even know if you can change individual settings on Zoom at all. So
Like I can turn my volume and my gain down on my setup, but this is the last time. This is the last time I'm doing it.
Ah, that's too much, mate.
I swear to God. I swear to God.
so it's not only me. It's not my fault. It's your Zoom.
Well, you know what? You know what?
You were telling us about how this thing works.
Oh, yeah. Everything you're going to do is going to come down to ultimately 4 types of actions. Okay? You're either going to be trying to overcome an obstacle of some kind, whether that's, you chasing down a suspect or you kicking down a door there. You're trying to create a vantage for yourself. So it might be, there's CCTV cameras around the area, so you're trying to get them deactivated before you try to unlock the door, for example. Okay? Then the 2 simpler ones are self-explanatory: attack and defend. Okay? Everything you do will basically come down to one of those 4 actions. Okay? Again, magic then just becomes a flavoring of that. So if you're trying to, overcome an obstacle, you might be using a gust of wind to blast that door open instead of kicking it down there. Or you could be, instead of using a gun to attack someone, you're using your blasting rod to shoot a lance of fire at an opponent instead. Okay, it just becomes a nice flavor, and there's certain mechanical rule advantages to using sometimes magic because you might get bonuses to your roll there to represent that, and there's other things like what's called scale. Okay, and this is scales in place that actually then ensure that it's not just purely a flavor, that there is advantages to you being a wizard fighting against vampires and not being just a pure mortal. Okay. Your characters are going to have aspects there, and those aspects again are there to give you mechanical bonuses to your rules. Okay. You were trying to say something there, Evan?
No, I'm getting my computer set up.
Oh, sorry.
I'm listening to you. Keep going.
No, that's fine. I was just wanting to make sure you didn't mute yourself. That was all. Um, so, and it's really just this system I prefer myself. It's just because it's a nice rules light system. It's all about just getting a nice, good character written up, an interesting character written up, and playing to your character's strengths. Okay. This is one of the things I like about it. You know, you can have two wizards there, and they're can be two totally different things, because the things that give you bonuses are all based on your aspects, which is who you are as a character. Okay, not because I've got these stunts. Okay, the stunts do help, but everything comes back more down to your actual aspects. Okay. The world as we know it is kind of like Harry Potter-esque. It is heavily based on our world. It's just that there's then the supernatural world hidden from prying eyes, because most people that are pure mortal do not want to believe that there's magic or vampires or trolls there. But and it ends up being the different supernatural powers end up being that they become kind of hidden nations amongst the world there. And there's as much politics in this as there is in so the game kind of works. If people have played like World of Darkness, the game can end up being something quite similar, quite as dark, political driven as Vampire the Masquerade or Werewolf or Hunter. Okay.
Haven't played any of them. Looking forward to it.
Right. So I'll just get to if you've got your books or your actual PDFs.
Yeah, that's what I was setting up. So if you give me a page, I can get to it now.
Wouldn't you say actual books and PDFs, not actual PDFs?
Or PDFs.
Because I find actual book being more accurate than actual PDF.
Are you trying to complicate things already, man?
Yes. That's my. Wait. I'm not the GM anymore. Never mind.
Yeah, Worcester's getting a -2 to everything because he's questioning me already.
Sounds fair.
For those of you at home, credit to Lord here. He's already set up a basic character sheet and Roll20 and all that, so it makes that a little bit easier for me. So that's good.
Yeah. So
you got a character sheet?
Because Sim, you had. So give me a second, Sim, because you should be in now. I'll just add it to you. I do apologize. I knew I was forgetting something.
You specifically, he was forgetting you.
Okay,
not something.
That's because you were too loud, and he's punishing you for that.
You will have it now, Sim. Right. So what I've done because I've talked to Sim and Evan here, they've had ideas what they're wanting to play as. They've told me there's been a couple of mantles. You can think of mantles as just being a class, like in other systems. And I've actually done the kind of prerequisite work that they need to do already. I've just filled in their core stunts and their core their additional conditions that they have. Okay.
For those that haven't done classes in this particular set, do you mind kind of giving a brief overview of the classes, what they do?
Yeah. So a class in this system they're called mantles. Okay.
Mantles. I bet.
Yeah. So mantles are about what is your power in this universe for you to affect the game. Okay. So there is actually I think something like 20 odd potential mantles in this think it's actually more. I think maybe 24 last time I checked. I'm not going to count them at the moment there. You get a huge range of pure mortal mantles from anything to someone that's in the know about the paranormal, to people who are like cops, criminals, reporters, to 1%ers, i.e., you can just play as a rich ass motherfucker, right? And sorry for my language there, but basically and what happens is you then get stuff like will give you maybe differences to how you can approach the game in regards to conditions that you might have and things or stunts you may have. So, for example, one of the ones I love is the 1%er has a wealth track. So every so often he can go, right, I want to use my wealth. I've not used any of my wealth today, so I get a +5 at throwing money at the problem to resolve it.
That sounds like the most useful solution to every problem.
But what happens is the more you use it, you literally start to strain your resources, and that goes down and down and down and down until sessions pass and you reaccumulate your wealth from just compound interest because you're that bloody rich there, you know? So it's stuff like that, or cops. Like, so if you're a cop and you're wanting to investigate, you of course and the guy's a criminal, you can actually just pick him up for questioning. While if you're just a pure mortal, you might have to actually track him down or hunt him down or do a favor for him to get him to answer your questions. So basically, each mantle, each stunt sets or conditions allow you to approach the game in a different way. Also, the conditions potentially give you situations where it can add difficulties to you as an actual player. Okay? Because there's stuff like criminals, they have heat. So for a lot of their stunts, they have to add heat there, but that then means the cops are looking out for them. Or if you're a cop and you're going a wee bit zealous in your quest for justice, you might actually get suspended and thus lose your powers to arrest people.
An example, and to help the help the audience here. So talking with Lord, there is a mantle that I guess, for lack of a better purpose, and you can correct me certainly, seems like a cleric of sorts. It is a Knights Templar.
Basically, yeah.
I am an actual Knights Templar in real life, so when I saw that, I said, well, I would like to be that, because it is cool and mysterious, and that's what I want to do. And so I'm just looking at my character sheet right now for the first time, and so I see a couple of stresses and conditions. You know, you were talking about things that may affect me, or may affect the character specially. So like I've got a couple of stunts, like Sword of the Cross. So if I'm on a mission from God, then no one can claim a scale benefit. Don't know what that is. I assume we'll talk about it later.
Yep.
But, you know, I've got like a sword. One of my things is right place, right time. So once per session, I can announce my presence in the perfect place to help someone in need. I can just ignore any usual limits. It literally says ignoring usual limits of time, distance, or plausibility. So basically, I just show up, which is kind of cool because I'm on a mission from God.
Yeah.
But to go with that, you were talking about, you know, positives or negatives, maybe. Yep. So I've got a couple special ones under my stress and conditions. One is on a mission from God. That's literally the name of it. Where a heavenly host calls you to service, or the sudden need arises for you to combat evil. So I guess it's less of a cleric, more like a paladin. My God has summoned me. I got to go to work. Sorry, my deity says I got to go. Then a crisis of faith. If I violate the tenets of my faith or misuse the power, so if I do that, then all stunts are unavailable, and I have to perform penance. So I am serving as a paladin of sorts for the crew, healing and being in the right heroic area in time, to give you an example.
Yeah.
That's all I got. That's literally all I know about this game, though, folks. So
Yeah. The Sim's going to be a wizard, so wizards, they get similar sort of stunts, but they can actually channel all the energy into give them nice, big, powerful blows, but then they're exhausted and burnt out. They then have to rest, and if they don't give themselves enough time, it becomes like the situation where there could be a glass cannon situation. Yeah, they've blown out 200 meters worth of buildings down, but that's them done for the rest of the game. They have to go to bed.
For us peasant Imperials, what is 200 meters?
600 feet.
What?
600 feet.
Ah,
yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. 3 feet there. Yeah.
Every time we talk about meters, just think about yards. It's close enough.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're peasants over here. My bad.
I will not be helpful in this game. I will be only be an asshole.
Yeah. The funny thing is, Brits interchange between the two systems automatically. There, we use both of them. It's just whatever is useful.
And yet, I was faster than you.
I know.
All right,
because we don't do conversions, we just use the one that makes more sense to us.
So we talked about what is essentially classes. Are there races or things of that nature?
Yes. So there's certain classes that are actually races. So you do get the Fae, right? So when we're talking Fae, we're not talking about... So it does include stuff like elves, but we're talking about more like Irish and Celtic mythology here. So it's your other folk, okay?
So leprechauns and pixies, right?
Leprechauns, pixies, elves, trolls, redcaps, okay? All of them are Fae, okay? Goblins are Fae, So basically, you think about quite a few of your monsters, right? And kind of talking first, and this would be potentially a Fae creature of some kind, okay? And the Fae live on a plane called the Never Never, which is you could say another dimension, okay, that bestrides us, and you can move through portals, move from our reality to theirs, but generally you find that there's what would be the word? It would be a thematic resemblance. So if you got a place of the Never Never, which is very dark and sinister, it's going to open up into a place, open out into a place here that's dark and sinister. It might be a crack house, It's not going to be a nice, cheery children's play park, If you open up a portal there, it's going to be a actual nice and cheery place somewhere in the Never Never.
Now, you said there were, if you're supernatural, I'm thinking, okay, there's probably werewolves, vampires, all that kind of good stuff in here as well. Do we have ghosts?
Yes, you do have ghosts. So you do get ghosts.
Play as a ghost. That'd be kind of cool.
This is the thing. So in this version of the game, right? So this represents what you can play as is things that have a will, right?
Oh, have a will. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right.
So what you find with ghosts, their actions are premeditated by what caused them to die. So they're on a mission to kind of resolve it. So the second they resolve it, they can't go, oh, I want to stay alive. They just cooperate there. So basically, this is the difference. So this is why you can play as beings that some of them are quite powerful, but the reason why you can't play it as something stupidly powerful like a god, even though you can meet them, is for someone to become as powerful as a god, you basically have to take something like a mantle there. So like, you become like Hades, god of the underworld. He's got a role set. For him to be Hades, he has to go, I have to take this. He's railroaded into, this is the only way he can act. He can do nothing else. Okay?
So when it comes to like class advancement, or mantle advancement, I guess, it seems fairly open-ended, provided that You know, like if we're using this paladin example, you know, the well, I guess so. If we're, and I know we're kind of jumping, but I think it's
Yep.
all kind of related. Right now, we're level 1, I would think. I don't know.
Yeah.
So when one goes and advances, what is actually being advanced?
Right. I'll just pull up that page.
As far as I was gathering, you gain more aspects, or you improve one of your styles, which is the
Or
flare
you can,
and brute and whatever those were.
yeah, or you can pick up another stunt that you don't have, or create a new stunt.
So you mentioned aspects. What are aspects?
So aspects, if you look at your character sheet, you know how you've got your high concept and your trouble there. So
Give me a second. Where are you? Character sheet. Okay.
Yeah.
Attributes and abilities. Nope. Bio and info. Nothing. Character sheet. Okay. So aspects: high concept, trouble, and other aspects. Got it.
Right. So high concept, like, so if I go to Star Wars, Darth Vader, right?
Okay.
The high concept would be something like the arch bad guy, you know, but it'll be something that would describe him being the arch bad guy. So it could be Palpatine's right hand man, you know.
Okay, so that's your stereotype, is the high concept. What is the crux of what you're going for?
Yeah, it's basically, if you were to do an elevator pitch for your character, what is like the 5 words that describe that person? Okay.
Okay. All right.
So that they can imagine who he is, right?
Okay.
So it could be. So if it's if you were just describing Darth Vader, I probably could it be Emperor Palpatine's right hand man, masked enforcer of evil empire, evil's scary ass sorcerer.
Yeah, mystical space sorcerer. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all these sort of things. Like,
so that's your high concept. All right. So then trouble. Talk to me about trouble.
Trouble is the thing that is going to be causing you the most. It's the thing that's going to potentially bite you in the backside. Okay. In stories, it's the thing it's your hooks. It might be the thing that brings you into the storyline. So you might have a family, right?
Got it.
So your family might get kidnapped, or they might be threatened. You know, it might also be the thing that actually gets you to challenge your high concept. You know, it's things like, so basically, if you're picking a trouble, it's me asking you, what is the thing that you are want me to be kind of hitting you with the most?
What's the thing that's gonna be in the story, and you know it's gonna be in the story?
Yeah.
And so we're gonna have to deal with said thing.
Yeah. So if you're picking that and you're putting that, that's you telling me what you want. Then the same can be. The thing is, I can actually, if you write up a good other aspects, I can use them as troubles also potentially. Or if you write up a good high concept, the same again. But really, with what you're trying to advertise to me is with your trouble, this is the main one you want to be potentially the thing that might cause, you know, if there's going to be something that causes a massive story arc for you, that's the thing that might do it. You know?
All right. So I'm looking at the rest of the sheet, and I don't know our time allotment. I'm trying to help the audience. You know, I'm kind of playing the, hey, what is this thing?
Yeah, sure.
Today. Why? I don't know. I understand, Wooster, you don't really have a beginning. It might be worthwhile if we go through one of these and kind of take it, you know, and see Wooster's character from beginning creation. I think that would help.
Yeah, so if we have the books, it's page 91. Okay. We start off, and this is character creation. We're into it.
Rightio. So, I do suppose I got to make a character of some manner.
Yep.
Well, I was, the first one is to choose the mantle, which is obviously the difficult part. All the rest are dressing, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, since I do have a magnificent name, and that is the Baronet of Worcester Redwood, So I suppose I will have to go with a 1%er.
Fantastic.
With a what?
With a
1%.
1%er.
He's playing a rich guy.
Oh, okay.
It's
Fantastic.
obviously one of those old British families out here in the new world to make some name for themselves or something or other.
Now, audience, you'll have to forgive me if I ask for clarification a lot. I am most certainly on the left side of the pond. I think you can tell that. So when we're dealing with the other dialects, can be a little tough. But they'll probably have equal difficulty with my southern drawl. So bear with us because we got people on both sides.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta get used to me southern drawl.
I've had to ask Lord so many times in previous games. Hey, what was that?
What did you say there? Sorry,
Yeah.
What was that?
Well, at
So-
first, when you said will, like a ghost's will to live, I thought you were saying well, like something to put water in. So
Fair
I was trying to figure out what it was.
What kind of country puts water into a well? Don't you use those to get water out of a well?
Dude, I don't know what a ghost was doing with it in the first place. So. All right. So 1%er. So that's the aspect, right? Or no, that's
Yes.
the main.
That's the mantle. Okay.
I'm with you.
So on your end, Evan, that would be your mantle would be Knight of the Cross, and for Sim it'll be Magical Practitioner because he's going as a wizard. Okay. So for yourself, it's work out. So Worcester, you thought of what you're going as 1%er, right?
Indeed.
So you don't have to do it. Next thing is choose two aspects. So it's high concept and a trouble. Okay.
High concept. Obviously, upstrung British nobleman. Oh, sorry, not British, English. You have to have that dignify and the distinction in there. It's let's say not upstrung, high strung. Well, which one would be more proper? What would you say?
Oh, we could go prim and proper English gentleman.
Yes. Prim and proper English
gentleman. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. This all is going live to the audience, so they can actually see it on the stream. Assuming my Zoom is good enough. And the trouble will obviously be pride does not go before the fall.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. And then when you.
Okay, sorry, I was doing the high concept as well. So
Yep, sure.
I think I would go with. I mean, it's a little bit more than 5 words, but I think I would go with blindly loyal fighter of a secret order.
Ooh. That's cool. I actually like that. That introduces that there is going to be a secret order to this game. I like that.
Because the Knight of the Cross, when I had looked at it, I believe that is that's kind of an order, right? I mean, if we're going for Knights Templar, I mean, we are a secret society, sort of.
Yeah.
So
And
that's what we're going with.
Yeah.
Oh, and the trouble. So your trouble was the pride before the fall. My trouble is it is a secret life. So his relations, family or otherwise, don't know that he is this person. He's kind of this nice. Clark Kent Superman secret
Peter
identity.
Parker.
Yeah. So the trouble is unknown to others of his relations.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. Have you got any ideas?
Oh, no. My high concept currently is obnoxious magical prodigy.
Zim, when are you not playing an obnoxious magical prodigy? You are stereotyping yourself, man.
I've only been a PC in literally one game. That guy, he was obnoxious. The second guy, but hey, my second guy
It was
is
literally obnoxious magic user. That was literally
obnoxious, psychic, totally different things.
Right. Fair enough.
Hey, I like my trash can people. Leave me alone.
What would your trouble be, sir?
Still thinking that one. Probably something. Always have to have the last word. I feel like that would.
Yep.
Especially with the White Council. Like, hey, Great Mike. No. Ancient Mike. No. You're wrong.
Fair enough. I like
So
that.
Zim, you're basically playing Zim.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I will shut this place down right now.
And possibly. All right. All right, and so at this point, I see other aspects, but we don't necessarily need other aspects.
Well, you at least create a third aspect at this stage.
So that may be positive or negative.
Yep. Anything that I would always try to do is sometimes create. If you can create something that can be used both ways,
Okay.
that would be better. You know, you don't want something that can be used negative, because if you give me something that can be used against yourself, right?
Yeah.
I can get you a lot of fate points for doing that there, because I'm just raining shit down on you and you have to be rewarded for it. But at the same time, you want to then be able to use it for yourself for your own benefit at the same time. So it could be like if Wooster, he's a gentleman, he might have a butler, right? Or he might have a company, you know, for example, that might represent some of his resources. But
can I have two other aspects? Because you just gave me an idea, actually.
Well, this is the thing. You can get up to three other aspects. You will, at this stage, write up your third one, at least. Okay? We'll then do the rest of the character creation, and then at the end, you then fill out the rest of the aspects.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because right now I have extreme esoteric enthusiast. So he is enamored by anything mystical, anything secretive, anything out of the ordinary. That's why he joined this thing. I think later you were talking about butlers, and I was just thinking about like, well, he's got to have contacts, right? Like that's got to be part of his thing. So I think we'll kind of get back to that. But that's his other aspect. Is he just, if there is something going on, he is investigating this thing. He is like, stop the presses. We got this new mystical thing going on.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I can use that because if someone picks it up that you do that, they could easily create a trap for you just to regen. Exactly. No, I'm happy with that.
I would easily be the character. This character is easily going to be the one that, this is the trap. Yeah. Why are you doing it? Because it's a trap. And go right in. And,
Yeah, I want to lift it up and actually see who's made it.
Yeah.
I want to see the maker's mark, but it's going to blow up if you do that. I'm still going to see the maker's mark first, and then I just have to run.
So you guys should run. I'll get there eventually.
I changed my trouble. It's heir to a terrible secret now.
Ooh.
That sounds intriguing.
Yep. If you want to know, it's none of your business.
Oh.
Except for the GM.
So he's got a secret, and I am the headstrong investigator.
Yeah.
Cool deal. I can already see where this is going. Okay.
Those won't conflict at all.
Yeah, no character conflict at all. They're all good.
I have my third aspect.
Okay. What's that going to be, sir?
That is going to be the Redwood family motto, which would be the style before purpose.
I can see where this is going also. So just as normal, Zim, like you play in most campaigns, you were going to end up being the smart crack whipping voice of reason amongst the rest of the chaos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Zin, you're going to be playing Zin. Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. And then you will actually set up your approaches. Okay. So your approaches are going to be flair. So, like, you know how Worcester was doing his third aspect?
Yeah.
That I could imagine if he's doing something with flair and panache and showishness.
Obviously, flair is going to be the #1 priority with any prim and proper gentleman.
Exactly.
So these are your stats. These are your charisma, your strength checks, all that good stuff. Except none of them are those, but yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you've got your flair, so we're talking about you're showing off. So if you're a showman, you'd be using a lot of flair. Force is your strength stuff, right? Or if you're a magic user fireball, you could argue that that will be a force rule also.
So flair is showmanship.
Yep.
Force is strength, whether magical or physical.
Or power.
Power, yeah.
Power, okay.
Haste.
Guile would be
Deception.
Deception, okay.
Yep. Deception, quick thinking, maybe.
What about focus?
Yeah,
focus is actually just focusing on things, and you're being able to, without using the word focus, it's just like, what other word? It's your ability to stay on track.
You're lasered in.
Yeah. Your ability. So this is like where it's attention to detail. Is the best way I can think.
Use the force, Luke. Stay on target.
Haste.
Haste. Anything that's dex based in other games. Okay.
Intellect is brains.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And mantle.
Right. So what was that you said? Oh, mantle on your end. So on your one, you know how you've got the mission from God?
Yeah.
Right. So when you've got that ticked, you will get a mantle approach that you can use instead.
Okay, so I have an extra mantle.
Yeah.
Or I have an extra
approach, which is a conditional one, right?
Sweet. So I already have a complicated character. Love it. Cool deal. All right.
Same for Worcester, because basically Worcester will have one based on his wealth one. Okay.
Okay. What's our amount of points you can pull into this?
What was that? Sorry, I didn't catch that there. One, Evan?
Your pool.
Yeah, you gotta read like that little paragraph in 94. You choose one approach.
Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Two at fair, two at average.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
So
94.
Yeah. So one's at +3, 2 at 2, 2 at 1, and 1 at 0.
Okay.
Your mantle is either going to be blank or it's going to be based on the condition for your character.
So obviously, force is not a tool of a gentleman.
Nope.
I should keep mantle at 0 for now.
Yeah, keep that at 0.
Okay. All right.
I think I put my force at 3. But that's only because I'm planning on having to shoot a fireball at one of these two guys in the near future.
I am fireball.
The last campaign that we had, my character did not end up on the good end of you as the DM, so I'm already banking on that one. All right, I have my 3 in focus, if that helps. I assume you have your 3 in flair.
Yeah, this is the thing. Really think about how would your character act. You know, what would be their, how would they try to solve things? You know, that's the best way to think of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a question, but like generally speaking, for I guess not offensive magic, you would need a pretty high force rating.
Potentially, or if it's depends. You could do something that might be speed. You know, if So if you could be a type of magician that's based on, so you could be I'm trying to think of someone on the spot. You might be a magician, you're speeding up your reactions, so it could then be haste there,
Okay.
for example. It doesn't always necessarily have to be force there, because you could have a magician that's not, the strongest guy in the world there, and what you could be doing is you then create advantages to then use the stuff that is going to be to suit your strengths there. It's just generally, if you're going to be the wizard that's going to get down into the rough and tumble, it actually makes sense for you to be able to cast strong fireballs,
I did too in Force because I figure as a paladin, then I'm going to be in the thick of things. So,
but it might be that you're not doing a massive fireball. If you're doing haste, it could be more like you just like doing a machine gun like fireball after one after the other, like a hail of bullets, and that would be like how you would do it as a haste roll instead.
That's baller, by the way. So one of them is gonna. I mean, it's not gonna suck, but it's gonna be mediocre. Okay, so there's gonna be one. So and guile is just deception.
Really,
right?
deception. It's like It could be deception. It could you be playing a role sort of thing. Basically,
manipulation as well.
Manipulation.
Yeah.
There.
So, yeah, that was the one that I went with to stay at 0 because if I'm a blindly loyal servant of the faith, I'm like, I'm not lying. I don't have I am your lawful good all the way kind of guy. So like, why are you doing this? This isn't what he has commanded. Yeah.
My flare is at 0. I'm leaving that to Rooster to be the flare.
Fair enough. Right. Then
he's our swashbuckler.
A swashbuckler, eh? I would like to think of myself as a civilized gentleman, unlike you, the rest of you colonials.
So you'll then set your refresh to 3. Okay.
Where is that?
Underneath conditions.
Oh, refresh is 3. Now, what is refresh?
Yeah,
and
so
I can't set it to 3. Maybe I'm.
It says add the refresh, but it's trying to pull from a different part of the sheet.
Yeah. So what you do, just put down your total as 3. There.
Put my what as 3?
Put the total column to 3.
Okay. Well, I'm saying I can't modify the bottom section.
Yeah, me neither.
Total. And all the way to the right, you hit 3 in total.
Yeah.
Right.
It'll automatically update refresh.
Because what's going to happen is when you add stunts, at a certain point, you're going to then be putting in the costs, and that will drop your refresh total. Okay? Automatically.
Yeah, I'm still...
Right, so you got that re-roll where you've got fate points, refresh, spent...
Yeah, no, I see it. I can't see where to change it. I can see where to add or modify stress conditions and where to modify stunts, not for any of these.
Round the total, you just click in there, it'll let you put in 3.
Yeah, there should be a bottom underneath total. Yep.
Okay, so total will work. Okay, yeah.
Sorry if I was being a bit obtuse about how I was describing that there. You got that now?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. You're then going to go look at your additional stunts. Okay. And then you find one that you like, pick that. You'll get that one for free. There.
Okay, so choosing a stunt. So these are not... So this taking a stunt is not the 2 that I already get.
Yeah. So the stuff that you see in your core stunts,
yes,
I've already put that in for you. You got them for free automatically. You'll get one of these additional stunts for free.
So I will have 3 total, is what I'm saying.
At this stage, when you pick one, you'll have free for yourself. Okay. You will have free stunts. Okay. But for different mantles, it will vary. Some mantles have got a plethora of stunts.
Where are the stunts in the manual?
For yourself, you'll be looking at page 149.
Thank you.
For it is then. Oh,
132 for 1%er. I'm
yep.
well on my way of typing them down, actually.
Then for some, you'll be looking at page 140 for your additional stunts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming you're going to go with White Council membership with what you're talking about.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, this is fine. You can be a wizard, right? But it's generally the idea is the White Councils are the most strongest wizards. Okay, and generally the rule of thumb is if you're powerful enough and you're tested enough, they generally expect you to join. Okay, so if you're that sort of on that sort of power level where you imagine yourself being that sort of power level, but you're not a member, it means that you've been keeping it secret that you're that powerful.
Come at me, bro. Come at me. I'm just joking. No.
So it's these sort of things, and there is people that have done that. So the White Council sends a warden around just to make sure that they're obeying the rules, do an occasional test, and the person intentionally fluffs the test. Just so that.
Nah, I'm gonna be a good boy.
So are you gonna be a member or?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do we add the? Never mind. Got it. Don't worry about that. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go with Divine Defender.
I thought you would.
Because, well, I mean, as a Knights Templar, you take an oath to defend the faith. I mean, it's part of our ritual. So, yeah, it makes sense. So, for those that are not looking at Divine Defender, that's going to be tough for me to say. Once per session, I may elect to suffer the outcome of any attack inflicted on any character in your immediate presence, preventing it from befalling them. This harm is taken at the same value as the original recipient, and you may not roll a separate defense.
Yep.
So I take the hit for you guys.
Yep.
Do I get a shield?
Nope.
No, I mean, like, a Knights Templar needs a shield. I mean, I have a sword. I need,
The sword is the shield.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's fine. It's fine.
Actually, no, I've got a longsword behind me.
We're moving, and on my mantle, since mantle is one of my skills, everything has been taken down except the letter S, a rose, and my Knight Templar sword. That's the only thing that's left. So, I assume that's going to make an appearance in some of these shows at some point. So.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we've all picked a stunt.
Okay, so what were the other two stunts? I got confused with the White Council. That confused me.
Yeah, that's for Sim's character, because...
Is that like the Council of Wizards?
Yeah.
Got it.
It's all the top wizards there, If you're on it, you're actually... you might not be the strongest combat magician, but you're still, in your own area, you might be quite a well-respected wizard. Other magic practitioners might be people that have got either like a minor talent, so they might only have the ability to maybe do prophecy there, or they might be a one-trick, totally like a one-trick pony. They've mastered one spell. That's what a lot of werewolves are.
So his stunt is that he's a little bit better at it. Is that the concept?
Well, basically, it gives with his stunt, that means he's got access to the White Council there and potential resources of them.
Okay, extra resources, gotcha. And then, Wooster, what was yours?
What was my what?
Your additional stunt.
My additional stunt is style. No, stunt I am still trying to figure out. There's 5 options. There's entourage, which allows me to create a personal staff member as a minor NPC. There's the get out of jail not free card, which just means I spend money and the law just stops bothering me about some minor offense.
Crime boss, got it. Okay.
Then there's blue blood, which gives me +2 flair when interacting with the members of high society.
Seriously,
that's gotta be your thing.
I think it has to be.
Yeah, I was leaning towards that because my whole shtick is supposed to be English nobleman, so the blue blood is absolutely necessary. So we'll have to pick up my personal Batman at a later date.
You know, as a guy who never read Harry Potter on your side of the pond, Mudblood makes way more sense now because I never got the premise of the whole blood thing. I was very confused. I'm learning things today. That's cool. Okay.
I actually joke in the political feud, the SNP are really pissed off with the Tories because the SNP, the SNP, they talk about all being Scots, but they have to go with the colour yellow, while blue is the Conservative colour. And I'm saying that's why the SNP truly hate the Conservative. It's just because the Conservatives have the colour that they want, truly.
How about them Yankees? All right. So,
right. Then, and I'll get all out of politics there, else I'll be talking about that all night. Right, so we've chosen a stump. It's then record your character's stress and conditions, which I'd be nice to Evan and Sim. I've already done that for them. So it's just Worcester that needs to do that.
I need to do what?
So Worcester, if you look at your actual your conditions, you're going to get one called Wealthy.
Yep, done.
Yep, so you've done that and you've filled that in there. Okay.
I suppose I'm not sure how the mechanics go, but there's...
Yeah, basically you're going to get 5 boxes there. So, like every time, for example, it'll go with the other stunts, for example.
Yep.
Like the get out of jail not free card, you tick off one of those boxes.
Yes, I understand that. So I leave it empty now. But if there's like some sort of code that goes behind corners, I don't know about that.
It's basically you using taking out loans or consumerism or big spender. There's a lot of your stunts will tie into that wealth. Okay.
Yep.
So basically, that wealth basically powers your stunts. Okay.
I've got a quick question.
Yep.
So my stunt is the Sword of the Cross. I've been entrusted with an instrument of God's will.
Yep.
A Morcius, Fidelicus, or Aspiricus. Those are the names.
Yep.
One of the 3 swords of the cross. Do I know which one of said swords of the cross they are?
You should know. Yes.
Okay. Do I know?
Yeah. What we'll do is afterwards we'll talk about that in Discord for you and me.
Gotcha. Okay. I was like, there's 3, but I only have 1. Wow.
Yeah. He wants the set. He wants a complete set.
Well, I was just like, it says you have 1 of those. It's like, okay. All right. And then I've named my character because I didn't see anything else. That's where the paper clips went. Cool. Okay. I have named my character. I didn't really see anything else that was needed.
Yeah. So record your stunts. So it's... of course, I actually jumped a step. So it's around this point in time, make up your character names. Kind of think of your descriptions there.
Oh, where's the description box?
Well, you can just put that into your bio.
Yeah, you click edit and add that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to think about my description. I actually have my description. It's getting late and I'm too lazy to start typing it now.
That's fine. Yep. So that you guys can think of in your spare time. Then it's, if you've done your stress and your conditions, which I think all of you have, I would double check them afterwards, make sure there's nothing missing there. You then have, if desired, right up to 2 more aspects. Okay. And you can then add additional 2 stunts if you want. But if you're doing so, they're going to cost you 1 refresh for each stunt.
I'm going to do that.
Okay, run that by me 1 more time slowly.
So, yep, sure. So you know how at the moment you've got 1 other aspect, okay? Now is the time for you to, if you want to to create 2 more there for yourself.
Okay.
If you can think of any, go ahead. If there's nothing that you can think of, that's fine. Okay, it might be something that you create later on, before the campaign.
But we do get 2 extra things.
So you can. So the other aspects are for free, right? It's with what you're looking at.
Give me a second. I'm trying to, because I was going in the bio and then we moved, and so it threw me off.
Yeah.
As you were, yes.
So this is where Wooster might decide to give himself a butler, right?
Okay.
Well, I suppose I could give myself a background butler. It's just game mechanically just someone there.
Yep.
So this is not necessarily out. So this has to be out of the class or the mantle we're working on, though.
So your aspects are related to your character, to you as a character. The actual the stunts are normally picked from your actual mantle. If it makes sense, you can pick from other mantles. Okay. If it makes sense. It's like if you're going as, like, say, a Knight of a Cross, you're generally not going as a cop, so you won't be able to pick the police powers.
Yeah.
Stunt. Okay.
So we picked 2 more from said list. Is that what I got out of all that? Okay. Cool deal.
If you want to, you don't have to, but if you're doing so, you're then, for each additional stunt you're taking, your refresh is going down by 1.
So if we take 2, we only get a refresh of 1. If we take 1, we get a refresh of 2. If we don't take any, we get a refresh of 3.
Yeah, correct.
Can you remind me what refresh did?
Yeah. So refresh is basically how much fate points you will start a game session off with. Hence the name of the game, of the system, Fate. Okay. So the concept is you've got your aspects. For you to use your aspects in certain circumstances, you have to pay a fate point. Okay. There will be other situations. So like when you're doing create advantage, you'll get the create advantage, and if you're successful, that allows you to create aspects that you have free invokes on, which you then don't have to pay the fate point in, but they then become quite specific,
Mm-hmm.
Whereas your aspects are like, you using your fate points is a bit wider. Things you can use your aspects for is for rerolls, a +2 there, or maybe for accepting or even compelling someone to do something else. So you might actually, Wooster, you might actually decide to go, I'm going to give you 1 of my fate points for you to do this. Okay? Just for shits and giggles. Before I even suggest it, you could do it yourself.
So like, here, have a faith, but I have no use for it.
Are we allocating points to these stunts and stress conditions?
Right, so on your stress, there's no ticks. There should be so for your one, the amount of boxes you have are as they should be. Okay, Evan?
I don't know what that means.
Right, so the boxes you've got against your conditions there?
I've got In Peril, Doom, Mission from God, Crisis of Faith.
Yeah, they're as what they're meant to be. Okay?
Okay. So but I'm saying, do we add any numbers to that?
No, they're not numbers. They get crossed out when you use them.
Oh, okay. And then do we add any numbers to the stunts?
Right, so the stunts that you've initially picked, so your core stunts and your defender, leave them as they are. Okay.
I've also picked Barrier of Faith, which is
if you put it, I think it might be you have to write it as -1.
Okay.
On that.
So what does that mean?
If you write it as
I use it, I put -4. that if I use it, I have to use a refresh.
Nope. If you just do -1, that means that your refresh will go down to 2. It's just to keep track. So basically, the refresh represents your free will. Okay. in the game. So any character in this game, so there could be a situation storyline-wise where you want to get a shit ton of power, okay? Because you're going in loaded for bear to take out a god, okay? But in doing so, you then take all these, like you take 10 additional stunts. You don't have to refresh to do it, so you're going to go into negative numbers, okay? You as a character lose your free will in doing it, but we might then do a kind of storyline aspect of you have enough control left initially to achieve your main purpose, okay? Then you're screwed. It's like you become like Bad Will and Buffy in season 6, okay?
So with the -1 on Barrier of Faith, I have Fate point 0, refresh 1, spent -1, total 2.
Hold on. Let me have a look at your sheet. Direction. No, that helps. Let's have a look here.
And then for those at home, the Barrier of Faith is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Once per session, I can designate a zone that's protected by my shield. And if anybody wants to inflict harm, they must first overcome an obstacle versus my force or faithful approach to enter or leave the zone. Ranged attacks are not prevented.
I do apologize, Evan. It's me being an idiot. You just put it as a 1, okay?
Okay, you did that. I see it. Cool deal.
Yep. Yeah, so for every additional one you fill in, you just put that's went above your core stunts and the free additional stunt you got, you put a 1 in it and that drops you down. Okay?
Cool.
And then if you've done all that or you're happy with that, then that's basically your characters.
I'm gonna protect you guys, man. That's my thing. I'm gonna take this sword. I'm just gonna deflect any attacks that come near you guys. Let you guys do your thing. I got you. Now I don't have any way to heal you necessarily, but I can take the hit for you if I need to. So I thought about taking Sacrificial Blow, which is an amazing stunt. I just didn't know if it would be too advantageous. But I have to be doomed. I have to mark the doomed condition. And then I can get 6 hits on an opponent.
That they cannot block.
Yeah, that is seppuku. That's exactly what that is. So I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, it's a neat one. Basically, it's a situation if you're doing that. The doomed, so when you're like hitting these doomed and imperil conditions, you're creating a condition on yourself where you're like bleeding out or you've got a broken arm there. And depending on the situation, that allows me to free invoke it. So if I'm being nasty, I could go, I'm going to invoke your broken arm, and it's literally me attacking the side with the broken arm, because you can't really defend yourself. So that's why there's more hits coming in and more damage.
So, yeah, I just thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. Basically, it ends up being the Knights of the Cross become gluttons for punishment.
You're a magic practitioner, right, Zim?
That is correct.
I'm looking at this thing, and man, you got some options.
Yeah.
So,
nice.
Ritual specialist enchanting, is that a thing?
Yeah. This is the thing. You technically get it already with thaumaturgy there. Because thaumaturgy is your ability to do like potions.
Exactly. But Ritual Specialist gives me an extra +1 on top of my +2. So I'll be running a +3. But it's only for a specific thing. So if I do enchanting, I'll just get an extra +1 when I'm enchanting something.
I'll just quickly reread the exact wording.
Nein, it's the Germans again!
Or I could take curses because, I just want to be like,
I curse you.
Yeah. So I can get hunted down by the White Council. It'll be fun.
Right. So what's the one you were looking at? Oh, Ritual Specialist. Yeah. So yeah. So what happens is you'll gain a. So it's not that it'll be a generalized. It's not. So it's not a broad range of things you'll get it for. You'll
Mhm.
get a +1 to something specific. Okay.
Yeah.
So the ritual specialist. So it's you getting ritual magic. So the ritual magic will be your general ritual magic.
Mhm.
Okay. From doing potentially, very complicated potions to
Yeah.
Parses, summoning, but you then might have a very specialization. So you might make blasting rods or enchanted weapons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So basically, if I can take that, and then I would get like a +3 if I ritually trying to enchant something or make some.
Yeah, if it's the thing that you specialize in, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
So
that's
you're
what
an
I'm.
artificer.
Potentially, yeah. He has to work out what it is that he's specializing in on top of that. There. So you might become an artist, or you might become a necromancer. I don't know.
I mean, I'm just clicking enchanting, like enchanting mundane items into magical ones. Not. I don't want to raise the dead. I feel like that would, get me stabbed by somebody.
Yeah, it would. It's one of the laws of magic that you're not meant to break.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it says I can't do that.
You can do it. It's just if you get caught, yeah, you get a lot of wizards with sharp swords after you.
No, sir. All right, and then enchanted item. So I guess some of these I'm gonna have to get with you later on, since it's like consult with your DM about your GM about blah 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 blah. All right.
Yeah, there's some of these stunts are quite open ended, where it's like, especially for the focus practitioner, it's open ended where you literally write up what the stunt is between you and the DM, because you're working out what is that person's special magical ability and how does it impact on the game.
Okay.
And some of them are like that.
Hey, Wooster,
Yes.
do you have any actual offensive or defensive abilities whatsoever?
Only my tongue.
Because I was just thinking about it, and I was like, okay, so I shield, and he hits. Like, what do you do?
I protect you from the world. And
Yes,
the
but-
consequences of your actions in the greater society.
Yeah, so the cops come over and they're looking at you with like the sword that's dripping in blood. He's just going, here's a check. You forget that you saw this.
But like when we're actually fighting said thing that requires the blood, I'm like, this dude ain't gonna do jack. Like,
I am going to do everything in my power to help you do your jobs.
Yeah. He's probably brought you the special medallion that you need to fight the monster or something like that.
Oh, you need to fight a monster? How about an M60 machine gun? Here you go.
if I saw that, I would look at it and be like, what is this thing supposed to do for me? Like, I'd like get out the sword and be like, dude, medieval armor.
Yes, in some occasions one might want to stay away from the target and deal the damage from a distance.
I fully anticipate, I don't know Wooster's character's name yet, but I fully anticipate him being in a corner at some point during a giant monster battle and looking up, and I'm like, ah! And he's just like, you take care of that.
Tally-ho, boys, tally-ho.
Good lick there, good lick.
Good luck. Just give me a second, chaps. I'll just call in the reinforcements. Yes, yes,
Oh,
Arthur.
no, he'd be drinking the tea, 100%.
Yeah,
Like he has tea on command.
Yeah. Yes, Alfred. The fight is going against us, Joy, old boy. Just send in the reinforcements. Yeah, just summoning the brigade.
If you could be Batman, that would actually be amazing. Like, if you have your butler dude, and then, like, you just be like, Alfred, can you hand me, can you airdrop an M16? Like, okay, that would be legit. I would be impressed with that character. Like, we have a wizard, we have a knight, and then we have Batman. Like, I'd be okay with that. Like that. Yeah.
The funny thing is you'll be surprised what the money alone can solve. It's like, okay, maybe not so much like, I'm fighting, like, straight up fight against supernatural, but in giving you the resources sometimes to the fight, it's just silly.
Plus, I assume that I'm going to be fairly penitent. I don't think I'll be destitute, but I'm we're not talking monastery, but I doubt that these guys. I don't know what my day job is, right? Like.
Yeah.
Like, I've got to have some kind of day job, and I don't mind kind of leaving that up to you, just because I'm this mild-mannered dude in like this regular world, and then it's like, but secretly.
I've just got this image. I'm thinking with you saying Lena Secret Life, I am really wanting to do something that's gonna really push that. Like, I can imagine you being like, the sort of thing, if people were to find out what you're doing, like you're going into back streets and you're coming out covered in blood, people will be going, what the hell are you doing, man? It's like, like a youth counselor to troubled kids or something like that is what I'm thinking of at the...
Like, the objective is to cure them, but that doesn't mean it's always understood that way.
It's like, so it's like them just raising questions of, you're maybe setting up a good example, but you then seem to be getting into street fights and all this sort of stuff because you're going back.
It seems much more Peter Parker than Superman.
Yeah.
I mean, Peter Parker always trying to do, well, okay, most of the time trying to do the right thing, but just things happen to the guy that it can make him look bad. He gets bad press. I mean, that's which is good because our guy owns the press. So, that's also advantageous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just looking at what some of the guys have been saying. So, what's the name of a 4-dimensional dice in this?
Oh, I don't know. This is the only dice that I have left in my house that hasn't been packed. I have one triangle and one cube. That's it.
Yeah. So,
I don't know what we'll use, but that's what
Right, yeah. So this is the thing. This is the other thing I like about this system is dice rolls are very simple. Okay. It is 4 of these babies, 4 fudge dice.
Okay. So
if you don't have them, it's a D6 with two pluses, 2 negatives, 2 blanks. Okay.
Okay.
So you can use a normal D6 as long as you have a agreed convention of which sides mean which.
I got you.
And it's basically you roll 4 of these with an approach. That's your result. And then you then gain your bonuses from maybe your stunts there. Or you might actually use your aspect, put in a fate point, use an aspect to gain a +2. Or you might have created an advantage that gives you an invoke, and you use the invoke for a free +2. Okay? But if you're using a free invoke, you cannot do a reroll. Okay? You can only gain a reroll if you use a fate point with an aspect.
We'll figure that out as I'm going, I think.
Yeah.
I think
you said a lot of words there that I'll get eventually.
I think we're gonna take like 2 or 3 sessions before we are even through with teaching us the basic rules. You know how thick we are.
This is the thing, is after you get... I think the issue that it throws everyone off when they're playing this game is if they come from like D&D or Traveller or Pathfinder, where there's a lot of different rules there for different systems, and then goes, hold on, I feel like there needs to be something else in place here, No, it's just these 4 simple rules, right? These 4 simple mechanics. It's just... everything is just like a variation of that, magic
attack, defend, assist, and something else.
Yeah, so it's attack, defend, overcome, basically assist or create advantage there.
Okay, so power through, attack, defend, power through, and assist.
Yeah,
Is that what I got? Cool.
that's how you can think of them. Yes, and basically you can either have a success, a succeed with style, a tie, or a failure. Okay, but if you actually look on in your journals, I have actually included handouts or rules section that cover the actions and what kind of happens if you fail a roll or a tie a roll and all that sort of stuff.
Condition aspects. When making a condition, you often get an aspect as one effect of that condition. Conditional aspect persists until you have recovered the condition.
Right,
Cool.
right. Hate to stop you in the middle of all this, but while I am appreciating the season 0, I am running fast out of time to sleep tonight before work. So
Sure.
I'd appreciate if we can wrap this up in the next 10 minutes.
Yep, sure.
Yeah, it's a bit late for y'all, isn't it?
Yep. Okay, so really this is going to be the next bit I'm wanting to do. I think we've got characters kind of written up. There's going to be a few things we'll flesh out with you guys afterwards there. But it's really then just coming back to what are you guys wanting?
What's the time schedule?
Time schedule. So at the moment we're looking it to be done on a Sunday there. And we're talking about 6 p.m. GMT for ourselves. So just 2 hours earlier for you than what we started.
See, I was thinking 4 today, and then it was like, hey, it's 3. So okay, when did you start today?
I started at 8 today. We started at 8 for ourselves. Yeah.
If anybody in the chat would be brilliant enough, I swear I have a degree and I teach just music. If anybody would love to tell me what that is in Eastern Daylight Time, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out, and it's like I get.
So that's 6. That is 6 p.m. in British time, which means it's 5 hours earlier. So that's 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's 1 o'clock. All right. Yeah, because I had thought it was 3, and then he was like, "Nah, it's 4." And then when he texted me and was like, "Hey, we're going in 20 minutes," I was like, "Bro, this is 2:40." So I was very.
Sorry, I'm going with what Google's telling me, and it's giving me crap information. I'm getting.
I'll give you that because I googled it, and you were right. I was like, "Oh, Google says it. We're good." No, that was incorrect. So.
Yes, that's because you are googling GMT, and GMT does not change when Britain goes into daylight savings. You are currently at BST, which is the British saving times.
But we still call it GMT.
No, but you are calling it wrong because GMT does not change. GMT is always the same, just like UTC.
We're technically, that's what it is.
All right, so
let's call it GMT all the time, yeah.
I will let the audience know, as I've said, I am moving, and it's pretty quick turnaround. So July is not great.
Yeah. Same for Sim. Okay, he's on holiday in the last couple of weeks, so we're looking at our first game being August. There.
I know I'll be out of town on the 11th, but that's it.
So how about we schedule our first game on the 18th of August?
Yeah, if it's the 18th, then we're good to go for a long time.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just going to say yes now. I don't think there's anything conflicting with that.
So the 18th at 1 o'clock my time, whatever time it was for you, will be when we start the campaign.
Yep.
Assuming they don't give us the daylight saving times before that time, because that will screw things over once more.
It's about later. And each session we're
come in July.
We're talking about each session here. We're planning to be at least anything from 2 to 3 hours. There.
Cool. Hey, I've got the easy part. I mean, you guys are doing the midnight oil and getting ready for work. For me, that's just the afternoon. So,
yeah.
Cool deal.
Okay, so it's really just a quick question on my end before we kind of wrap this up, right? is in regards to who are you kind of imagining is going to be involved in this kind of storyline? Are you seeing vampires? Are you seeing werewolves? Or is it going to be criminal gangs that are getting access to supernatural weaponry? Is it corrupt cops?
So the so esotericism in masonry often deals with stuff from the Kabbalah. It often deals with
Okay.
kind of astral mysticism, like hidden meanings in stars and hidden meanings in basically anything in the Kabbalah would be something that he would be looking into.
So we're talking about the original Jewish texts. Okay.
And so they, I'm thinking anything with a star bent to it.
Okay.
Yeah, astral creatures.
Okay.
There aren't really vampire. Contrary to popular belief, there aren't many demons, werewolves, and vampires in Freemasonry. Sorry to burst people that are watching. So,
You actually believe that we believe you saying that.
Yeah.
Should have brought out my ring, be like, you don't know what happened.
No, that's fine. So we're talking about right. Other one is really kind of contrary because I'm kind of thinking more Europe myself for basing it in.
Yeah, fine. I mean, it's a Europe-based audience with a Europe-based DM. I kind of assumed that. That was just kind of wishful thinking.
Or we could go something non-traditional and set our game in Africa.
I can work with that. I lived in Africa.
I mean, the biggest thing is because of what our characters are, you can be global. You know what I mean? Nothing says you have to be from the country we're playing in.
Nope. No, nothing about that.
I actually kind of like that idea.
Especially you being a Knights Templar, you're probably getting sent out to go kill things in various countries.
Papa. Papa.
Yeah. No, actually, that's a nice idea. It gives me something different because I actually sometimes think, especially for these kind of urban fantasy games, a lot of people do. You see, because for us, because we're, European and American on TV, is some version of our American city. You always see,
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to settle ourselves with the traditional Europe or North America. We could go with Mid America, South America, Africa.
I kind of like
Eastern Europe.
I kind of like North Africa. I think would be kind of cool if it was a desert type setting.
Okay.
If we're dealing with Libya, Egypt, Tunisia, those are areas that aren't really explored in fantasy very often.
Or sub-Saharan North Africa, like the Chad region, the poorest places in the
Sudan, Mali.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or even Far East, like Singapore or that region, Shanghai.
Well,
no, Shanghai is China.
Singapore and Shanghai are going to be two vast, like those are two very urban, high-end things.
Yeah.
So that would be quite a difference from the mid-Sahara. So whichever one you decide, which I think both would work, whichever one you decide, that's going to shape that quite significantly, I think.
The next question is, how would you guys? Do you actually guys see yourselves as knowing each other, or are you imagining basically the first story is the one that actually throws you together?
I would probably say, I don't know. It's likely we might I would say I would probably know Eb's character only because those circles are very small. So
and for the record, we haven't actually said character names. I have picked mine. Mine is Magnanimous Knight Sir David Moore. So I am David Moore, Sir David Moore. What's to say? It depends. I think for me, it depends on, because I'm giving you this liberty of which day job I'm having, because depending on what I'm doing in my everyday world may dictate if I know either of them. I could understand what he's saying, but the Knights Templar is a little bit less mystical than people think it is out to be. So, you know,
But
like
is it in this setting though?
well,
I'm just thinking because
maybe,
this setting. I mean, in reality, I understand you 100%, but like in this setting, it's a little bit more wishy-washy. It's like,
I got you.
They do this, you know what I mean? So it's very plausible.
Yeah, okay, I could see that. Yeah, I'm with Zim. I could see knowing Zim, and then knowing Wooster would be depending on what you put as my day job. Yeah,
Well,
I agree with Zim on that. That's a compelling argument.
I'm definitely game for being the one being saved from the supernatural menace and being the victim rich guy.
Being the victim, okay.
You know, that is probably exactly how that's going to run, and that's fine. You know, that just
gosh darn, I did not suspect that wench to be a succubus. Oh dear.
And then he's just basically turned this into a hunting safari.
Oh yeah.
Let me join you. My vast wealth will be at your disposal in these god-awful wastelands.
He's the Princess Peach of the team. So.
If you don't mind, I know a quite wealthy Nigerian prince who requires our assistance, with only a small down payment.
They have a president, not a prince. Just for any of those that are in the audience, don't fall for those things. There are no Nigerian princes anymore.
What? I know personally Prince Nigel of Nigeria.
All right.
Just kidding.
Any other questions?
I think we know how Wooster made his fortune now.
Any questions from the audience? Yeah. I don't have Twitch up, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I ever have Twitch up and Zoom, my computer crashes, so I will never be able to directly answer things unless they're done in talk.
So it's basically, how likely are your characters to bicker and go their separate ways before the first session ends?
I don't know.
Unlikely, for me, because I would want to protect whatever he is, and then I would be very intrigued by this mystical individual. So I would follow one of those two. So I'm blind loyal.
Honestly, if you like put in somewhere that Wooster has some item that I really, really want, I'm just there until at least
you got the item.
Really?
Yeah. So I think I've got maybe an idea how Wooster gets involved. I've got a few ideas.
We'll talk about that before the first session, I'm sure.
Course.
But, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe Blinky asks who is this fine new gentleman. So, mind introducing yourself again, Evan?
Okay. I was like, I don't know if this is the one I was talking about. So I'm Evan Stevens. I previously worked with Lawful Stupid RPG. I was social media manager. I was operations manager for a while. I have come to this beautiful channel, and was asked to come on in, and I love that. And just to prove I'm a member of the community, I actually joined Discord way before this. And when Lord was like, "Hey, I'll send you the Discord," I was like, "Bro, I already have it."
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I'm Evan Stevens. I'm from North Carolina. You can find my work. I am an admin moderator for AJ Darkfire on Twitch. He's a Smite YouTuber. So that's where you can find my work.
Thank you for the introductions. As far as I...
And for the shameless plug.
No, feel free. You're doing this for free, so you can advertise yourself as long as you don't spam.
Well, if you go and you check out my friend Andrew's YouTube, great buddy, or Twitch, good buddy of mine, AJ_Darkfire, and just tell him I sent you. That will always make me happy. I'm actually his daughter is my goddaughter, so we are very close. So yeah, I'm the moderator over there. You can come and say hi during a smite match.
Right. Any other questions for the audience while we still have time?
Yep. Let's see.
Oh, apparently Frog Scanner thinks you are handsome.
Don't know if that's a guy or girl, but hey, cheers.
All we know, it's a frog that has a scanner or frog that is a scanner. So one or the other.
We're still trying to figure that one. It's been like half a year. We're still trying to figure that out.
The prevailing theory is that Frog Scanner is actually John.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who that is either. So,
John is the guy next to me, so that's our game master.
Hey, bestiality is illegal in the United States, so I can't really act on it, but I do appreciate the message. So
It depends on the state, because there's some state. Oh, it's weird in some states.
we don't talk about Mississippi.
Yeah.
Let's not get into those details and get you plane tickets to Europe.
No, none of that. No, stop.
Yep. This is where we feel it.
I love that you're an American living in Europe, Zim. It is just going to bridge that gap so well.
Yep. This is where we're drawing the veil. We'll leave that behind, and we'll fade to black.
Don't you Europeans say pitch? Isn't that a thing? So, all right. Any other questions?
It seems rather quiet, but then again, we do have about 300 millisecond lag, and people need to type. So let's give them a moment, and meanwhile, let's give a plug, as in next week, on Saturday, the Babylon Project will continue with Season 2, Episode 1. Where the contents of the said episode are still in the air, and may surprise you.
You never know, I might show up.
Yeah,
right now there's zero plans, but hey, you never know.
Hey, by the way, since you mentioned that, are you interested? Because Whimsy has announced publicly that he will be taking a small hiatus for the coming fall.
What time does Babylon come on?
That would be 21:30 GMT, so that would be
3:30 your time. PM.
On what day?
Saturday.
Probably. It wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to come in the first couple because I still got to deal with packing all the stuff.
No. I wouldn't.
I was like, bro, we're just talking to guest spot here.
No need to make commitments on a 5-second delay.
you see, we haven't really DM'd played very much. Both Lord and Zim will tell you I'm a very spur of the moment. Yeah, all right. That's the kind of thing I play. It's actually going to be quite fun, I think, for the audience. Normally, I'm a very boisterous person. I think you do that. I plan on playing this character very stoically. Very strong and hopefully silent. I don't know if I can commit to that part, but I think it will actually be pretty fun for the audience to see the character.
Fair enough. Right. I do suppose since there is no more questions in the audience, we'll wrap up the public portion of this meeting. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your support, and Babylon 5 next week, whether it is canon or non-canon, will be discovered like 5 minutes after we start the show. But this week, I will try and rest more and be more awake. And see you guys next time we go online. And thank you, Evan, for showing up and making our channel more livelier. Toodles! Bonus nachos, everyone.
Yeah, bonus nachos.